When Mount Holly artist Allen Crawford decided to illustrate a literary classic, he didn't need to look too far to find the text that would captivate his visual imagination. Walt Whitman's 1855 poem, Song of Myself.
Growing up in southern New Jersey, you couldn't escape the fact that you're walking in Whitman's footsteps. He went to the shore, he went to the Pine Barrens, he lived in Camden, he's buried in Camden. So there was a local connection, and that was something that personally resonated with me. The book that I've illustrated is almost like a visual journal of Whitman's poetic landscape. I designed the book to be a certain size so that it can be rotated in your lap so you can read it as I kind of wrap type around the imagery. A child said, "What is the grass?" fetching it to me with full hands. How could I answer the child? I do not know what it is any more than he. I guess it must be the flag of my own disposition, out of green stuff, hopeful woven. It really forces you to slow down, and the images kind of hold you there. And hopefully what that does is it forces people to really absorb what Whitman's trying to say. There are astronauts in this book. There are kids playing basketball in this book. There is a neighborhood in South Philly in this book. Whitman dealt in the here and the now, and if you're going to be interpreting Whitman, you have to do the same thing. I'm not necessarily giving you a literal visual interpretation. I'm giving you a mood. It's more about the mood of the poem than it is about me depicting the poem. You had to basically take small bites out of the poem in order to really do it any justice. So I went through the verse paragraphs and I bracketed out how I wanted them to flow through the pages of my book, going by theme or mood or subject, so that each spread is its own little world. After that world has expended itself in the poem, it moves on to the next world. It's almost like a string of pearls. A lot of miniature poems within the larger epic poem. And that was a real challenge. You're wrestling with a new bit of text every single day and figuring out how that was going to be expressed visually. This is how, as a physical object, I imagine Song of Myself to be. Ideally, I would love it if people would read a spread per day and spend 4 months with the thing, take it in and just absorb the poem. I just hope in 50 years somebody finds it in their attic, takes it down and goes, wow, this is great. Who did this?